It's not the first time Peru's tried to tackle the issue of illegal gold mining head-on. And it probably won't be the last. But this time it feels like there's real commitment and the planning to follow it through. In February, by air and by land, hundreds of Special Forces soldiers and police officers descended on La Pampa, a gold rush town built on a highway through the jungle. They say they evicted thousands of miners, arrested dozens of suspected criminals, and rescued more than 40 sex-trafficked women. The message Minister Fabiola Muñoz told CGTN is that the state has arrived in La Pampa and it's here to stay. We joined her as she went to oversee the next phase, setting up military bases and eventually making this devastated landscape green again. A little more than a week ago, this makeshift town was full of people. Now it's virtually deserted. It was a haven for criminals and a hell for sex-trafficked women and children. Now Peru's government has said those days are over and La Pampa will be wiped off the map. It won't be easy. Illegal or not, some 25,000 people were living here. But Muñoz says the advance is unstoppable, and little by little, this place is being taken apart. Here, workmen dismantle an electricity transformer, protected by soldiers from angry residents who are about to be left in the dark.
Porque a los venezolanos se les da bienvenida, salud, escolaridad, todo gratis. Ahora nosotros que somos peruanos nos quieren votar, no es justo. Está bien que sea de repente, nosotros no somos directamente mineros. Nosotros hacemos un negocio acá, un negocio y de eso vivimos. Y toda mi juventud yo he invertido acá, yo he trabajado acá.
La Pampa began as a mining camp on the interoceanic highway which connects Peru with Brazil. But it can't be called a camp anymore. There are brick-built homes and businesses lining the road, even a church and a school. The town is built on illegal gold and the criminal activities that come with it. But many residents run corner shops or car mechanics. We asked Minister Muñoz, where will they go?
Justamente el objetivo principal de la intervención en la que estamos ahora es que la gente que está aquí entienda que este no es un lugar para estar. Y la idea es justamente hacer el seguimiento de estas investigaciones y atacar el tema del crimen organizado. Porque esto que nosotros estamos viendo, o sea, la gente que nosotros encontramos acá, no es la gente que realmente maneja la actividad minera, no es la que lava activos. La gente que está acá son los operadores, los operarios. Pero nosotros lo que tenemos que hacer es seguir la pista hasta encontrar a los verdaderos responsables que mueven esta economía ilegal. O sea, aquí estamos hablando de familias enteras que vienen porque necesitan trabajo. La alternativa que nosotros ofrecemos es generar empleo, pero un empleo digno en actividades productivas que sí se pueden realizar en otras zonas.
After an explosive beginning, Operation Mercurio enters its second phase. 3 military bases will be set up, each one staffed by 100 soldiers from the newly created Amazon Protection Brigade, along with 50 police officers. After months of planning and intelligence gathering, for now, order has been restored. The man who planned the operation, Police General Luis Vera, told CGTN.
Era una tierra de nadie, no había autoridad. Se cometían delitos de prostitución, de sicariato, habían desapariciones, trata de personas, venta de todo negocio ilícito y donde no existía la autoridad. Y por ende existía toda clase de delitos y muchas víctimas agraviadas, menores. Lo que se ha hecho ahora es ingresar y poder erradicar toda esa clase de delitos. Actualmente La Pampa aparentemente ya no hay mineros ilegales, han salido.
Skyrocketing gold prices over the last decade have made this illicit activity the most lucrative in Peru, even surpassing cocaine production in recent years. A gram of the yellow metal sells for just over $36 in Madre de Dios. And miners have sucked tens of thousands of grams of gold out of the rivers and lakes here, converting the land not just into desert, but something worse. A desert poisoned by mercury, which stretches far beyond the town of La Pampa. In the face of a public health and environmental emergency, scientists are trying to gauge the extent of the damage. Dr. Claudio Vega is the Mercury Program Coordinator for the Center for Amazonian Scientific Innovation.
This is a passive air sampler, which is a little small blue bottle that basically helps us to measure mercury in the air. So we installed it around the city and sometimes in the highway too. So we have like different points where we put it, and we leave them for about three weeks to 1 month. So what basically does is like capture all the mercury that is in the air.
Whether it's here or town-based gold shops, scientists are trying to map mercury contamination. The mega raid has opened up an opportunity for scientists to begin to collect data in the zone, which was once completely off limits. They want to assess whether it's really possible to turn this devastated area back into rainforest. In this state-of-the-art mercury laboratory, Dr. Vega's team are testing how deeply the dangerous neurotoxin has penetrated the ecosystem. It's early days, but the initial indications show not all of the area can be recovered, says Luis Fernandez, who's leading the research.
La Pampa essentially is right on the doorstep of the Tambopata Natural Reserve, which is essentially one of the jewels in the crown of the Amazonian park system here in Peru. So it's an area that was never meant to be mined. It was essentially supposed to be a protective buffer to this natural preserve, but now essentially it's kind of an example of the worst that you can do to a rainforest.
The mega biodiverse Tambopata Nature Reserve attracts tens of thousands of tourists every year. Ecotourism is a major draw to this remote Amazon region on the border with Bolivia and Brazil. But Peru is also investing $150 million into sustainable development alternatives, such as fish farms, agriculture, sustainable logging, coffee and chocolate production. The multi-billion-dollar illegal gold trade will always be the get-rich-quick option. But for many locals, less crime and more security may tip the balance. If it's worked elsewhere, it can work here, says Madre de Dios' new governor, Luis Hidalgo Okimura.
Y el gobierno nacional hoy ha manifestado su deseo de trabajar conjuntamente con el gobierno regional. Y es por eso que esta vez yo sí creo que este estudio o esta tentativa de erradicar definitivamente la Pampa dará resultado. Pero por otro lado, también queremos que el gobierno nos apoye para el problema social, porque no se trata de decirle a 20 a 30 mil personas paren de trabajar.
It could take years, but the seeds of change have been planted in Madre de Dios, and the first shoots are starting to grow in the desert sands.